All right, what's going on, guys? Back out here with the Vanquish VS4-10 Portal. This was the kit, and I put it all together. I don't think that Vanquish is ever going to release an RTR version of this truck. But out here in a pretty cool spot, because most of the year I'm unable to wheel on this terrain because this is actually Sand Hollow Reservoir Beach. Now, during the summer, the water level drops due to people using up the water from the reservoir for the farms and whatnot nearby. And this terrain is usually 5 to 6 feet underwater, but right here in the fall, it gives us a rare opportunity to come out and hit the beach. So as you guys can see, got the water out there right on the beach side. Now there is a large sandy section of Sand Hollow that everybody likes to go to in the summer. But for me and my RC truck, I prefer the rocks. Now we've made a few changes to the truck, and you can see some of them right there. I've got the scale hardware on the beadlock ring. I got new beadlock rings, and then I also got the scale hub hardware from Vanquish. Went all black on the hardware, and then I went with the gray rings, although they turned out a little more blue-purple than I kind of would have liked. I'm thinking I probably should have ended up going black on hardware, but you know, you learn as you go. Got the bronze method 310s, I believe is the model of those methods, but those look more copper than bronze, so I don't know. There's some interesting color combos going on. I still like the paint job though, nice and simple with that black and white. Now, a huge difference that we're seeing in this truck today is I've actually got the Tekin system in here. So I've got an Roc412 ESC, and I've got a 3100 kV brushless motor from Tekin. So pretty awesome, really stoked on having some Tekin electronics in this, and that's going to be what stays in this truck. Like I mentioned in my first video, I had the Hobby Wing system. Right here, guys, I'm gonna do something real quick. Let's try and go rear wheel only to try and push the rear tires down. So I'm in rear wheel drive only. You can see it trying to slip, but they just get so much traction. And push it right up to the edge and then grab four-wheel drive. So then we'll grab lots of overdrive right down to the edge, and then pivots right around with the big overdrive in the front. That worked out pretty good. Throw it and dig. I like how easy those controls are to jump in and out of. This little truck does a good job. Now, I had gone out to this beach recently with my comp truck, and on this climb I got declined and declined and declined, and I beat the heck out of it. So hopefully we won't beat up the truck too bad, and if it doesn't look like it wants it, then we'll just give up, because I don't want to beat up my VS4-10 just yet. So the wheelbase on these trucks, just not quite right. Yep, and she starts to slide off that ledge. You got to bump into it with your front tires to get the fronts up. Almost had it. So more on this Tekin system. It is the Roc4 ESC, and then I've got a 3100 kV brushless motor in there. Brushless is what I tried to say, and mumbled a little bit. But this thing's real quick. Running a 3S pack with it, like Tekin recommends. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna grab more overdrive to try and have that front end just pull this truck. Oh, that didn't work, and I think we're gonna call it quits after that try. So I did have a 2800 kV in here, and I believe I've still got the 11 tooth pinion. So going from the 2800 to the 3100, let's check the speed difference. Now I've got my endpoint set up better so that I can get rear wheel only. I think I need to go up in pinion size because this thing has a ton of RPM, but it still can't quite do a donut. But this beach being covered up by water most of the summer is real unfortunate, because there's a ton of really fun lines that I like to come out here and drive on. This is actually the first year I've really gone out and checked the underwater obstacles, and they're way better than what is normally available. So I don't know if it's because I know that I can't always get to them that it makes it seem better, or if the obstacles are just more fun and challenging for my trucks. I actually believe that the terrain under the water really is just more fun to drive on. So here we go, getting pretty steep, a little bit flexed out on this climb. Is our front left in the air? It sure is. Look at that back left sidewall wrinkle, man. Woo! 6% overdrive. This Tekin system's doing a great job of just crawling along. Having a good experience with it so far. Now, one thing to know on this Tekin system, because of the Vanquish portals, it reverses the outdrive for most brushless motors. So you will have to reverse the rotation of your motor to get it to drive the correct direction. Another small detail that you may not even be able to notice is I actually got the real hubs for this truck. I had the plastic hubs that came in the kit set up for the wheels. They didn't have the right bolt pattern, and I don't recommend going that route, but I finally got the brash Vanquish hubs for the method wheels here. I went with a narrower offset just because I don't think this truck needs to be real wide. I kind of like this stance on the truck. I mean, you got some good amount of tire that pokes out the side, as you can see right there. I just didn't feel like it needed to be super wide compared to this. And I saw an interesting topic brought up from a post on the Vanquish VS4-10 Facebook group. And the gentleman was basically saying, like, are we going to be the redheaded stepchildren for having the Phoenix and not the like Origin or the Ultra or something like that, because those are the more expensive kits. Now, I do have a comment on that, because I believe that the Phoenix may be the truck that actually saves Vanquish. I know way more people that have bought the Vanquish than any of the other trucks combined. So I think the Phoenix was a big hit. I think that price point difference of the $500 kit versus the $800 or $900 kits really made a big difference as far as what most people can afford and what most people are willing to spend on a kit. $500 is not a cheap kit, and obviously you get some cool features in this, so I can kind of justify why I paid this much for it. But yeah, I think that Vanquish is going to make a lot of money on this truck, and I think it's really going to help their brand. Like I say, just because I don't see a ton of people who actually even own the Ultras or the Origins or anything like that. So I think it's a good thing. I think everybody who bought a Phoenix, it's going to be good for Vanquish. It's going to help keep them around and help fund their future products, which I'm all for. I want to help keep these guys around. I like their products. The dig unit in this truck is second to none. This thing is awesome. It outperforms every axial dig unit I've ever had, and it just shifts so much easier. Okay, we need to get our rear end lower, so. So trying to utilize this rear wheel drive for more crawling function. Oh, there's neutral. And let's throw it in overdrive. Try to get this front end to come up a little bit easier. You can use your steering to alleviate some of that pressure. So now we're in high overdrive. And I need that rear tire to come up this ledge, but the front tire hits the ledge at the same time. So perfectly double-faced obstacle for this wheelbase. What do you know? A bunch of overdrive helped on that one. And I saw RC Driver, or I believe RC Review, something like that. They took it out on the trails, and they were talking about how they weren't sure whether the overdrive was a benefit or not, and how this is one of the few trucks where you can actually test to see if it makes the difference or not. And certainly right there, I went from 6%, kept getting spit out of that obstacle, and then I threw it in 33%, and what do you know, I made it up to the top. Of course, only my front tires are on the top right now. I need to get the rears up. need to get my front right on top of that ledge. Still in 33% overdrive. Just trying to get that back to catch the ledge. Sidewall doing everything it can. Come on, Vanquish. Come on, Phoenix. Grabbing all 49 degrees of that available steering. There she went. Finally got the traction. That was sweet. Sometimes it's even just fun to like creep up on a ledge like this and just watch the truck and suspension and tires do their work. Like, it's nothing crazy big or that hard, it's just fun to watch the truck handle it. And handle it, it did. Got that custom sticker put on there. Looking good, that way people know what's up. Got that custom painted fuel cell in there too now. I've played around on this section before, trying to see like if there's any competition cones that would make this turn a challenge. You'd have to place them very carefully so people couldn't like sneak around and get through in different ways. But my back tire is way up in the air there. Just bring the front up, it'll settle it back down. Helping pivot that truck just a little more. Even right here, we can bring it over, throw it back and forth. See how easy that shifts in and out of dig? Gotta love it. Well guys, sometimes you know things are a bad idea and then you just go ahead and try them anyway. My truck is not waterproof. The receiver is wide in the open and exposed, and it's sitting on top of the left side slider. So basically I need to keep the water off of the left side slider and we should be all right. So I've got some rocks set up. It was an interesting experience stacking rocks underwater. We might be in trouble. Yeah, I better go grab it. Okay, after that failed attempt of trying to drive through the water, we're gonna back down next to the water. And then I want to drive out on a ledge. I'm not scared of getting the like tires and stuff wet. That's not a problem. It's my receiver that I need to watch out for. I myself am trying not to step off and fall into the water. Okay, now this is a big ledge drop. Trying to figure out what I want to do here. If I stay closer to the wall, the drop is bigger. So I'm probably going to drive in as far as I can and then pivot the front of the truck down. It's not a good idea, like I said. Let's grab more overdrive in the case that it falls on its nose. I can give it some gas and woo-hoo-hoo! Damn. We're still not out of this. I'm gonna dig this thing over. I need to get ready to grab this. Holy crap, guys. Flexed out, lifting tire right next to the water, but we're gonna be all right. Man, I love doing stuff like wheeling on cliff edges and next to the water with a non-waterproof truck. It just ups the excitement a little bit. It's no fun if there's no risk, right? All right, guys, as we end out this video, there's one more thing I kind of want to mention. Something I heard the other day from Josh over at Harley Designs. these differentials in these axles are the AR44 style. So I've seen people asking about different ways to add overdrive to this truck, and he always just dismisses like, oh, well, you've got selectable, just choose what you want. You have the option of any AR44 overdrive out there or underdrive. You could underdrive the front to lower the maximum overdrive on the front tires and do weird things like that. You could add some crazy overdrive in the front to make the overdrive even crazier. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I've just seen people asking about it, so that's my opinion over there on what if you want to try and do something weird with the overdrive on these trucks. Instead of 6 and 33%, add more, take away some, do whatever you want to do. But they're the AR44 differentials, which is good to know. So there's you guys' little golden nugget here. And apparently this obstacle is not happening in this truck. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This truck's definitely been a fun time out here on the trails. I've really enjoyed the time I've spent wheeling it. And yeah, until the next one, guys, keep the rubber side down.